Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Disneyverse podcast here. Hope everyone's having a great day today. My name is Michael, and joined by our merry cast of characters here today, we've got Miss Emily, Terry, Viggy, and Patricia join us here on the Disneyverse podcast. Ladies, how's it going?
It's going great.
Good. So I'm playing the... you got a friend in me because Disneyland's got some stuff going on down there right now, which... We'll talk about that in just a couple moments. Some people like it, some people don't like it. All I know is if they have the churro flavors that are out there right now, especially that chocolate one, it can stick around. It's okay. Of course, don't forget, folks, we do have our general messaging links, Facebook links, all that good stuff. Facebook.com/Disneyverse is the way to contact us via Facebook. Twitter, DisneyversePod to hit us up via Twitter, and also to hit us up via email, disneyversepodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, so I'm looking at the churros. They look pretty good. I don't know about you guys.
They do look good.
Well,
they look good and scary.
We'll find out. Well, I don't know how they can be scary. I mean, unless you're willing to commit suicide or kill somebody for it, then, then that's fine. But we'll talk about all that.
Imagine eating all those? Oh.
You got to pace yourself. If you get there when rope drop happens, you get there, get your first churro.
At Disneyland. What does
That's
that
right.
mean?
Well, they should have a second separate food map, one for attractions and one for park eater locations, which actually would be a great idea. So we'll talk about all the Disney Pixar stuff going on in just a couple moments. Of course, today's episode is about Disney celebrations. What kind of celebrations does Disneyland, Disney's California Adventure, Disney World itself, what do they got going on? So we'll find out from our experts here in just a couple of moments how you can celebrate Disney, and you can kind of do it on the cheap. So we'll find out in just a couple of moments. Of course, we did lead into You Got a Friend in Me from the Walt Disney motion picture Pixar animated feature Toy Story. And of course, that leads into what's going on right now. We've got Pixar Fest heading down in Southern California right now. Going right now through September 3rd is going on. This is not a special attraction or a special ticket event. This is just basically showing up and Pixar stuff going on right now. A lot of things going on inside the park. As you can tell, there's going to be a lot of music from the Disney motion pictures going to be playing, Toy Story, all these other great ones as well. Also, they do have, of course, the parades happening. There's also going to be a new fireworks nighttime spectacular. So let's start in with this. Trish, I want to start with you. What have you seen from Pixar Fest that you like and what you don't like?
No, the thing that I'm loving is I've seen pictures of the new fireworks show. And Disney has stepped it up a notch on as far as the quality of their projections. Oh my gosh, the way that they're transforming the castle into so many things from Pixar, it just looks amazing. And then, of course, there's also the new feature, of instead of Tinkerbell going down the line from the Matterhorn, it's the house from Up.
I've seen that the most. So many people love that Up section.
Yes, I bet it's going to make me cry.
Well, it's okay, Trish. Here's some tissues. Okay, don't worry about it. We got you covered there. But Disney. When you look at the projections on the wall and everything like that, you automatically think, well, this is going to be cheesy. But I've seen some clips of that, and I'm sure there's going to be someone recording a YouTube video of the fireworks show, which, if I don't get down there before October or September, then I'm going to have to probably do that. But Terry, you talk about some of the events going on. What are some of your favorites, and what are some of the? Actually, I don't think we got to the rest of Trish's what she didn't like. What did you not like on there, Trish?
There's actually not much that I didn't really see anything that I didn't like. So.
Well, it's Disney.
It's Disney and Pixar, so. Yeah.
That's all right. So, Terry, we'll go to you. So what are things that you're seeing that you like, and what are some of the things that you're not liking?
I got excited about, I posted a graphic on our Facebook page, the Pixar Fest food checklist for Disneyland. So it's got broken up into the sections, what food items they have in the parks for the different movies. They have Up, they have Toy Story, they have Monsters, Inc., they have The Incredibles, Coco, Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, and just general Pixar, so like the Pixar ball. There's some interesting ones that I don't know if I try. They have a fried bologna sandwich from Up. Probably wouldn't order that one, but it
Hell
sounds
no.
interesting.
Is it like the bologna with all the pickles and stuff and relish and all that stuff that's inside the bologna?
I'm not sure. It's at Carnation Cafe. That's where they're serving it.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
The only thing Ratatouille's got is a 3-course Remy-inspired menu at Cafe Orleans, featuring specialty cheese flight, shrimp ratatouille, and berry stuffed beignets with mascarpone cheese. That sounds interesting. The thing that I heard lots of complaints of, some people were loving the merchandise, and some people were like, it seems like it's all about the merchandise. And then there's some people complaining that there are several of the Pixar films that kind of seem overlooked. Like, there's tons of Toy Story everywhere, obviously, but you don't really see any Brave or any Ratatouille, really. So there's, like, some of the Pixar movies seem kind of overlooked.
Do you think that's more of the fact that those movies, I mean, they did well in the box office, but it wasn't like Toy Story where they've got their 4th one coming out? I mean, do you think that would be Disney's reasoning behind that?
I mean, a little bit. I think the people that are really fans of those Pixar movies are like, well, there's a festival about this specific genre, and you're still not representing the ones that I love, which I get.
Right.
But there's a lot. There is so much now.
There is.
And everything.
Yeah. Well, let's get into you, Emily. I mean, what are some of your thoughts about some of the Pixar Fest? Some things you've seen that you like, what you don't like?
Well, I haven't seen the Pixar Fest yet in person, but I will next week. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it is they do, and hopefully, if there have been people who have been unhappy with it, that they'll have improved it a bit.
Right. Well, and obviously, when something just comes out, it's like when you buy a brand new car. First model out there and everything. It's usually the one that usually is not really the best, and then they have to retune it, refine it, make it better. So, hopefully it'll be done by the time you get down there. But I mean, what are some of the things, if anything, that you've seen or have heard about? What are you looking forward to?
I think more of Up is definitely one that I'm hoping to see more of. It's a really underrepresented movie. It is, and it's so brilliantly done. I'd love to see a bit more of that. So the picture that she sent was really awesome about the way the house was lit up. I love Pixar in general. I remember back when they first came out with Monsters, Inc., I took the kids down to Disneyland, and I got to see their Pixar parade then. It was called Pixar Playhouse, and the characters would get out of boxes and interact and dance with the actual children.
See, I like that. I like when they do that because it's, it gives the kids an opportunity to interact with some of the Disney characters and everything. So, but definitely, yeah, I'm really excited for you, Emily. Obviously, I'm really disappointed you didn't ask any of us to go, but we'll forgive you for this one time. But definitely take lots of pictures and post them on the page. We love to see all your crazy adventures down there. So.
Yeah, and maybe we can compare. I'll see the same thing she did, and we can compare and see if they changed any of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, give us a full report. We expect a 30-page essay on all your adventures down there in the happiest place on earth. Thank you. I'm glad you're so willing to do that. That's awesome. So appreciate that. So now, Vicki, what about you? I mean, what are some things you're seeing? What are some things you're like, oh, this is not good. What's going on here? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm excited about some of the things they're doing, but I agree that I feel like it's a handful of probably the most popular, but I also equate it with some of the younger group. There are Pixar movies that I love, like WALL-E and Brave, that I feel have very little, if any, representation, either in the parks in general or in the Pixar Fest. And I guess because my kid's all grown up, for me it's like, okay, I want some more adult stuff. Not just the toys that appease to the 5-year-old kids, but what about the 20-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But I mean, maybe I'm just not seeing it yet.
So let's go through the list of Pixar films, because obviously you're looking at, you have the Toy Stories, you have Bug's Life, which it's interesting because they have a celebration of Pixar, but yet they're getting rid of Bug's Life.
Yeah, they're
Land.
closing.
I mean,
they're
it's
closing
kind of
a major.
Yeah,
land.
exactly. They're going to make that into Marvel Land.
It was the second movie, and yet they're kind of, just getting rid of it all.
Yeah,
Can't believe
exactly.
that.
Somebody had to ask. Well, to be fair, it wasn't super well done, but there was a pass holder shirt that there's, a line of The Incredibles and some Toy Story things. There was just a tiny little flick in the middle, and he was like, I don't know what this is, and he circled it. Can somebody tell me who this is? Like, this is Flick. Buzz Life. But that's the only representation on there. It was just one
wow.
Flick.
So we look at it. So we have obviously the Toy Story movies. We have the Bugs Life. We have Monsters Incorporated. We have Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. Of course, we have the Incredibles sequel coming out.
Yay.
The Cars movies, Ratatouille, Wall-E, all that. Up. We have Brave, Monsters University, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, which people forget that is a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Finding Dory, Cars 3, and then, of course, Coco. Now, we do have the upcoming Disney Pixar movies. We have The Incredibles 2 coming out in June, and, of course, Toy Story 4 coming out next June. Next year, and it's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting to see what they leave out. I mean, going through the list, I'll tell you right now, I think The Good Dinosaur will probably not be represented all that much.
I think that was like their only one that could be considered a flop.
Yeah.
It wasn't real popular.
It did good.
I loved it.
Amazing.
I think
But it was cute.
I think Ratatouille will get like more food choices because of the fact that it's got the food kind of theme on it.
There's only one Ratatouille option on the list.
That's a shame.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right?
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's one of those things where if you are going to Disneyland expecting to see every single Pixar animated feature, you're not going to see it. But they do have Pixar short films that are coming out. In fact, I believe there's a couple of them that are exclusive to the park that has not yet been released, so that it'll be on a continuous loop. Of course, they'll have the merchandise. Now, this is the one thing that I'm kind of troubled by, is the fact there is so much merchandise. Now, yes, you're probably asking why, Michael, you're upset about the merchandise. Well, the thing is that you have that much merchandise that's being sold at Disney parks, and you have a ton of it anyway. But then at the very flip side of it, you also have them just doing every single little. There's like a little popcorn holder for like $40 just to get a thing of popcorn. And like honestly, if I bought something like that, I don't see myself ever putting popcorn in it again. I mean, you have to put dozens of popcorn things to put in there. It's just incredible. I mean, they look really cool. Don't get me wrong, but the merchandise really, there's nothing different. It's just you're going to have your shirts, you're going to have your coffee cups, you're going to have all that other stuff as well. So
instead of the rose cup, now we have a cup with a blue or a green alien with a claw.
Yes. Now,
that one's pretty popular.
Now, that is one thing that I have read about, is that the Pizza Port, although it looks kind of like they threw everything up and it looks kind of sloppy how they built it, inside it does look like they did some things with it that are pretty cool. And the food options are very, very similar to the Pizza Planet. So, I mean, that part of it looks like fun. If you're interested in eating at Pizza Planet, that'd be kind of cool. But you talk about food, you're also talking about churros. We talked about churros. We talked about a lot of things. So
there's some wild flavors.
Yeah.
Here.
So, ladies, why don't you guys share some of the food options you guys see? Because I saw all these different flavors of churros, and I'm like, okay, that's perfect.
Well, the one that's probably not going to get as much love is the up-themed lemon churro. I don't think many people want a lemon churro.
Now, why is it linked in with that? I mean, is there a reason they decided with lemon, or is there just any other reason that they just felt, well, let's just get lemon in there?
I don't know. What flavor would you associate with up? Grape?
Well, they say they have a multicolored fruity churro for up.
Yes, they do, but they also have a lemon. It's like lemon flavor. I don't know why.
They're doing more lemon right now.
You think lemon would be Monsters, Inc.?
Right? Maybe they're just waiting for the Abominable Snowman lemon Dole Whip for that one.
Or the Abominable
that's
Snow
still
Cone.
Wildly inappropriate, but okay.
I mean, the Abominable Snowman's snow cone, yeah.
Yeah, his lemon snow,
The two most popular are probably going to be the cocoa-inspired cocoa churro with chocolate powder, salted cinnamon sugar and Mexican chocolate dipping sauce.
Yeah.
Or the carrot cake that has rolled in cinnamon sugar served with raisin carrot cream cheese frosting.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
That's the one I want to try.
that.
Jeez.
Those are going to be the two popular ones, I'm sure.
I would think so too. And you know, when you look at churros, you always just think of it just having that one flavor. So for people seeing all these different flavors, I think there's a group of people that are like, you know, what's this what's this all about?
The sacrilege?
I know. It's like, what are you going to do next? Have a Dole Whip donut? I mean, come on. What's that all about?
That'll never happen.
No.
I have a friend who stood in line for one of those yesterday for 45 minutes.
Whoa.
No.
You know what? I've had a Dole Whip, but thankfully I have never actually stayed in line for that long. Someone else got it for me, which I was very, very happy about. But you know,
I just always use it as the excuse we have to go see the Tiki show so we can be on the shorter line. What they don't know is I actually do want to go see the Tiki show.
well, the Tiki show.
Well, now you've ruined it.
Well, see the
I
Tiki
know.
show.
I know. The boys aren't listening to me right now.
I like the
find out
Tiki
later.
room because it's a nice break, especially on like a summer day. Hey, do you guys want to cool off? Let's go in the Tiki room. You know,
Yeah.
and literally, but you know, also the Little Mermaids attraction's always kind of a nice little air conditioning thing. as
Yeah,
well,
and it's
too.
always got like a 2-minute wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. There's actually going to be a Surviving Summer Disney episode that we're going to be doing as well, too. It's not just about, you know, what do you do in a case of when it's 105 degrees in Southern California or if it's
Hot
90
and
degrees,
crowded.
hot and crowded, which, by the way, Vicky, you pointed out a little bit ago that as of Sunday, today with this recording, the parking lots at Disney are now blocked off because there's too much traffic on there.
Apparently that Pixar Fest on a Sunday afternoon is taken off.
I think it had to do with the fact that the churros. I think it all has to do with churros. I think in fact, the word got leaked out from the patrons down in Southern California that we were going to talk about the churros, and they wanted to get their first dibs on it before we talked about it. So that's what I'm thinking. They were waiting for our official review before they all talked about it. So yeah. So there'll
Or
be
the fried bologna sandwiches. You know?
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm good. I don't need it's especially that pickled crap. I don't need any of that pickled. What is that stuff called?
I'll take the pickle.
Sauerkraut? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there's like a pickled bologna. It's got like a pepper in it. It's got like a little pepper. It's got the
Peppercini?
well, not a peppercini. I'm gonna look it up here. Pickled bologna. Ugh, it's just even like typing it out is just.
Well, bologna sandwich just sounds wrong.
Well,
That is not what I'm going to go to Disneyland for. Thank you.
no.
Well, if this tickles your fancy, they also have a pastrami dog at the Coca-Cola refreshment corner.
Okay, now I can handle that.
Top with pastrami, sauerkraut,
Ooh.
special sauce, dill pickles, beer, and chives on a
Ooh.
crimson bun.
See, I'm not really a oh, it's
Hot
pimento. Pickle and pimento. The bologna.
Oh my God, that brings back bad memories of childhood.
So, you know, it would
Pimento loaf.
the pimento loaf. Yeah, I'm really, really good. Although there are some good bolognas on here. There's smoked ham and there's ham and cheese and all that stuff. So I'm fine with that. So, of course, this episode of the Disneyverse podcast brought to you by Oscar Mayer. Oscar Mayer serving all of this area for over 150 years with their bologna sandwiches and everything to choose from. So that's okay. Anyway.
Okay.
No, we were talking about the bologna sandwiches. That's where I was going with that. So anyway, yeah, so it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of different food options. We'd love to hear and see your pictures if you guys are down at Pixar Fest at any point over the next few months. Again, this runs through September 3rd. September 3rd is the last day for it, and then September 4th you will start to see the Halloween decorations going up. So they're going to go right into Halloween directly from this. So this looks like is their summer celebration they've got going on, and then that will transpire through the rest of the year with Halloween, then Christmas, and then they'll probably have, their 6th-year continuation of their 60th anniversary. I mean, that thing just never seems to end. So that's all fun and dandy. So we have Disney celebrations that we're talking about today on the Disneyverse podcast, and we have a lot of different celebrations that we need to talk about. Whether it be if you're celebrating an anniversary, celebrating a wedding. Trish, I know you celebrated your honeymoon down in Disney World. Yeah, Emily, you mentioned that you. Did you get proposed down in Disneyland, or was it a wedding, or what? I think you mentioned something about that.
My husband proposed to me in front of the big tree next to the train station in New Orleans Square.
Sweet.
Excellent choice. See, I love that little area, especially when it's dark, because it's like kind of surreal and nice. And
yeah, it was at sunset, and our kids were sitting there, and so it was like a really big moment. And then so we celebrated after our wedding, we actually went there with the kids for our family moon instead of a honeymoon.
Oh, nice, absolutely. So Disney does a lot of cool little things when it comes to celebrating celebrations. They do a lot of these little buttons that you can get for free. Free 99. Hey, I love anything that's free. But they have a lot of different buttons. I mean, these are just a few. There's a ton more of buttons that they have there. But they have, if you're celebrating a birthday on there, they have a happy birthday on there. And usually a cast member will come up to you and say, hey, happy birthday, Vicky. Happy birthday, Trish.
Yeah.
All that
What's
stuff.
great about that, too, you're wearing one of those buttons, and as if they weren't already nice enough. Mm-hmm. They then go out of their way to make people feel special. You wear a just married or a happy anniversary. Everyone you walk by, you forget you're wearing the pin, and it's like, happy birthday, happy anniversary. And you're like, oh, yeah.
They have one for when you get married, too. They have a just married.
Yeah.
Yep, they certainly do. Of course, that's also with the Disney years as well. So always kind of cool on that. So
and a happy anniversary and a My First Visit button. So they've got quite a few.
Yeah, My First Visit.
I have all of those. So.
They have
They use I'm celebrating very liberally.
Yes, they do. Which actually is probably a smart piece of things to do for that. The one I'm actually really proud of is the honorary citizen one. I love that one. That is like my all-time favorite button. I actually have that button hanging in my cubicle at my job because it's because I'm like, hey, listen here, mofos. I'm the honorary citizen of Disneyland. You guys might just be just people that come and visit. I mean,
you get that during Toontown Morning Madness.
Yeah, there's a Mickey's Toontown Morning Madness honorary citizen button as well. There's an anniversary button. There's a honorary family reunion, I should say. They even give out buttons if you can provide proof that you were there on Disney's opening day. They will give you a button that shows that you were there for the very first when it first opened, which obviously would be kind of a cool thing to have. I would love to obtain that button just to have it, but it would be
darn near impossible.
Kind of, right? Especially it's getting harder and harder to get the. But
I have a button from Mickey's birthday last year. They hand buttons out to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The happy birthday
birthday, Mickey.
Yes. And
there's also a little unknown thing that if you go in on your birthday into the guest center inside the park and you let them know that somebody there is celebrating a birthday, they'll give you a autographed signature, 8x10 black and white photo of cast members.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And, it's just, I mean, Disney realizes that people go to Disneyland or Disney World or any other Disney location because they want to have an experience. That's part of what Disney's all about. They want to have people have the experience. And, we talk about sometimes, why do they charge so much in price? Why their, ticket prices are so much. But really, at the end of the day, they really go all out for their guest, and they really want the guest experience to be something that is second to none. And any type
making
of
memories.
Making memories, exactly. They want to have that experience. I mean, people talk about, what are you as far as your business model? Well, we want to be like Disney someday. It's not because we want to be a monopoly like they are. I mean, they are, but they also, realize that people want to have these experiences, and they want to have these opportunities to have this experience, and it's just an awesome thing that Disney does, and helps people to just really have a wonderful experience in memory. I know, Terry, you've been on the Disney cruise before. You had something on a cruise as well. You got married, or was it your honeymoon on your cruise?
I guess technically both. I had a Disney cruise wedding. It wasn't technically the legal ceremony. We had eloped, but we counted that as our actual wedding. It's the one we invited people to. Little known fact, it is actually the cheapest way to have a Disney wedding.
Oh, yes.
So Disneyland is actually slightly more expensive to get married than Disney World, and Disney Cruise Line is the cheapest. Disney Cruise Line starts at $3,000. That's your wedding package that includes the officiant, the flowers, the cake and champagne celebration, almost everything that you need. The only things it doesn't include is photography, and if you want extras like upgraded flowers, upgraded cake, and we had Mickey Mouse himself come, so that was a little bit of an extra charge.
Wow.
But with all of we upgraded flowers, we added Mickey. Even with all of that, the wedding package itself was less than $4,000.
Oh, wow.
Does that include entry into the boat, or is that just...
Then it's plus whatever the cost of the cruise is. So you can choose a 3-day Bahamian cruise. You can choose a 2-week Panama Canal cruise. Just depends where you want to go, what boat you want to be on, where you want to be. So our cruise was $2,000. We did San Diego to Vancouver, Canada. And so with the cruise and the wedding, the cruise itself was less than $6,000. So that was like $6,000 5-day fully inclusive vacation plus a wedding with Mickey Mouse.
And it was almost like a honeymoon at the same time because you're on the cruise too. So you're
it was a cheap wedding for us because we're not paying for everybody else.
Right.
That's true.
Everybody else had to pay their own way onto the boat.
Yeah. Unless you have like a rich relative that, would be willing to pay for that, which that would be very, I don't think I know anybody that would be the case on that. But.
Basically, when we booked it, we said we would be totally happy if it was just the two of us.
Right.
We ended up with 11 guests.
Wow.
12 if you count Mickey, because Mickey did come.
Awesome. So, Emily, let's talk about a little bit about your Disney celebrations. Besides get married, have you done any other Disney celebrations down there when you've gotten engaged and your family moon, all that?
Oh yeah, we're big Disney junkies. We've been going like every year almost since our son was 4 and he's 20 now. So, we've done birthdays. My son's 5th birthday was done there. We had it up at Goofy's Kitchen. That was pretty cool. They make him feel really special, and of course when you do the character meal they all come to your table, and then because it's his birthday they all wish him happy birthday. They made a special cake in a treasure chest, and it was really fun, and we didn't have any guests though because not very many people can afford to drive down to Disneyland for a birthday party, so it was just family. But for him it was one of the best birthdays ever, of course. So
of course. No, that's awesome. Vicki, I know you've been to Disneyland. I think you have a residency at the park itself, I believe, in Adventureland.
I'm trying.
Well, I know, but
trying.
Listen, Walt's little hotel upstairs above the fireplace there will not work.
Fire station?
The fire station, yeah. But I know you've been there, so obviously you probably have had a few little memories here and there. What are some things that stand out to you the most?
Well, let's see. We did my son's actual birthday in 2009, and that was difficult because his birthday is December 30th, and it was until the very last day that they did if you went to Disneyland on your birthday.
Right.
You actually got a free pass in, but we had a week-long pass, so instead they gave us a Disney gift card with $70 on it for him to buy whatever he wanted.
Which was one plate of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
He bought several Stitches because he's always been into Stitch.
Oh, okay.
But we also, more recently, spent my 25th anniversary there, and that was fabulous.
Right.
It was so great. It was just my husband, myself, our adult son, and my adult goddaughter, and we were just there. And they were great. And, of course, my son had to tell everyone it was our anniversary. So every place we went, they brought us out, and they came and sang to us. I'm like, okay, day 5. We don't have to do this anymore. He actually splurged, and he took us to Ariel's Grotto, and that was the first time we'd ever been to Ariel's Grotto. And we had so much fun doing that for 2 years, we kept doing that until they closed it in January.
Right. Which, I don't know if is that going to be reopening, or is it going to be something totally different now?
It is, and it will be a Pixar-themed restaurant, but no details have been released.
Well, we'll have those details when it comes up there. I know some of the remodeling that has been done in Disneyland have been reopened. The tracks that would ring around the trolleys were shut down. That has now been open. That is all refurbished. It's all brick now. They made the tracks a little bit more narrower with the cement, so your foot doesn't get stuck in there very much. So I know for a fact.
No, we've never done that.
I have literally every time twisted my ankle. Thank God I haven't hurt myself to the point where I need to go see, like a doctor or something like that. But it's like, I trip and fall. I bet you there's like at least a dozen people for every 30 minutes when they walk on that track, they probably trip and fall.
Well, before I got my scooter and we used a wheelchair, the wheelchair would constantly get caught in there, and I was yelling at my husband or son, whoever was pushing me, saying, "Miss the tracks, go around the track."
I know, that's because you get stuck on that thing because it's you have like a wheelchair and you're like getting stuck on there. Trish, what about you? I know. I know. What about you, Trish? I know. Like we kind of talked about it. You spent your honeymoon down there, but I'm sure you probably have had some celebrations down at Disneyland. What are some of your most favorite ones?
Oh yeah, I've been going to Disneyland since I was 3 months old, and my mom, her birthday is Memorial Day, like the traditional May 30th, and when she was a kid, whatever day the holiday fell on is the day you had off from school. So she always had her birthday off. So they always went to Disneyland on her birthday. So they did that from when she was 6 until she was 20. Mm-hmm. So, and then I also got engaged in Disney World. My husband proposed to me in front of the castle there, and then we did our honeymoon there. But we've done so many birthdays, so many of the Disney celebrations, like the 50th, the 60th.
Yep. And then this year, Mickey's going to have his birthday 90th. Celebration, the 90th, and then before you know it, they're going to have the 75th anniversary of Disneyland. That's going to come out. Which I'll be there. Right. Which, I will be there too. And I'm expecting, that celebration to last 15 years, so it gets to be 90th and all that. So
exactly.
That's how it all works. And of course, you can buy all your shirts and all that stuff that will be there for the 75th anniversary.
During the 50th anniversary, I actually went 5 times.
Oh wow!
During that,
wow!
It started beginning of May, and it went all the way till the end of September. I was actually there the last day in September when it was the very last day of the 50th celebration. And it was.
Yeah, I went to the 50th one too. We got the gold ears.
Yes, on July 17th. Yes, I was there too.
At least it wasn't rose gold ears, but that's okay.
Or millennial pink.
The millennial pink, which right now is a big deal. It is a big deal. I think it's a bigger deal at Disney World than it is in Disneyland. Not to say that Disneyland's not doing anything; they certainly are. But it looks like I'm kind of been reading some of the stuff and they're talking about that. But basically, we talk about Mickey Mouse. We talk about the celebration for that. They're starting the year-long celebration March 7th, which they were doing something on there. They're going to have some continuous opening ceremonies. They're going to have an ABC special coming out with special guest music performances and much, much more. Disney's Channel are going to have more Mickey Mouse animated shorts. And then there's going to be a very special celebration on November 18th. They have not released the plans of that, but that is when Steamboat Willie was released. So there's going to be some big things. Mickey Mouse, let's see here. Here it is right here. Mickey's birthday will start on November 18th, which will commemorate merchandise going on sale that day, along with special photo locations and much, much more. Disney Parks will also kick off the world's biggest mouse party in late 2018, stretching into 2019 as well. So they're going to be doing a lot of different things. The November 18th looks like it's going to be the big day because that is when Steamboat Willie was released, and we all know that is when Mickey Mouse made his on-screen debut on that day. So it should be a lot of fun, and that will last, probably till he turns 100. So that's all good. So
Yeah.
but that's all it is. Disney does a lot of fun things, and this is one of those things that they do. And go to City Hall. There's nothing to be ashamed about. They've probably been asked probably a lot more absurd questions like, can you give me every button that's in your drawer right now, and like that. But if you're a first time visitor, go to the City Hall. If you would like to become a citizen of Disneyland, go to City Hall. If you just got engaged, go up there, ask for a button, they'll get it for you. And of course, if you're very jealous about penmanship, then just go to City Hall because their penmanship is far more better than mine. That's fair. So, well, ladies, that's going to do it for another edition of the Disneyverse podcast. I think this was a very fun one. Now, next week, we're actually going to have some real fun. Trish has been very, very nice to provide us with an opportunity to go to a off-site exhibit. And I think, Trish, you should kind of tell the listeners what we're doing next week.
Oh. Well, we are going to the Walt Disney Museum in San Francisco.
That's right.
Road trip!
Road trip.
Woohoo!
That's right. I call shotgun.
I call comfy spot in the back.
That's right. where my pillow can lay down. That's right. So
Does that leave the hood for me? Because I don't think there's any more room left.
Well, unfortunately, yes.
Strap you to the luggage rack.
Yeah, exactly. So we got about 15 people coming in a 4-seater car. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All I know is I expect 3 to 4 people on my lap at that time. So that will be fun. But no, this is fun. I'm really looking forward to it. This is in San Francisco, the Presidio, I believe. Is that where it's at?
Yes, that's where it's at. Yes.
Now, this is a museum that is not the childhood home of Walt Disney. Although, if it was the childhood home, I would call the top bunk bed. That would be my
no, that's
vision
in
of that.
Chicago.
It's in the It's definitely in the Midwest. But yeah, this is going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. We're all going to be together. We're all going to be seeing something that I know I haven't. I know some ladies on the show here have gone to it more than 20 times, but that's okay. Just don't want to ruin it.
Only 3.
The only.
I've been 3.
No, this will be my 3rd, actually.
Okay. Well, this is my first.
My 4th.
Okay, so I'm going to be the newbie here going into the museum. So I need everyone to.
I'll be newbie too.
Oh, fantastic! This is going to be great. This is going to be awesome. This reminds me of a song that I can just go ahead and play.
No.
This is, because you talked about celebrations. We're having fun. We're having a celebration right now. We're going to walk into the Disneyland or the Disney Museum in San Francisco and be like, listen, we're walking in here, people. We're going to go out here. We're newbies here. But we're going to see a lot of different things. It's going to be a fun time. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, come out and check us out on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll be touring the museum and giving our thoughts on it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then in a couple weeks, we are going to do our adult-themed episode. Still working on the title for that, but we'll have some news on that before we do the show itself. So, ladies, thanks for joining me here today.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So,
Fun as always,
with celebrations, just don't mess with Cool in his game, okay? If you see Cool in his game walking down the street playing guitars and saxophones,
he'll
walking
be
down
here
the street.
in Reno in August.
Oh my God. All right. So I will make sure I get tickets for that. Thanks for joining us here on the Disney First Podcast. My name is Michael. Thank you for everything that you guys do for us. Next week, we're going to be in San Francisco. If you're in the area, come check us out. We'll see you guys later.